Yeah, well, I mean, welcome to the brotherhood, dude. That's like
But I'm
trying
like,
to.
it's insane.
I'm trying to replace. You know, like how Steve O, when he was talking about like doing whippets, he was trying to like replace the oxygen in his body with whippets.
Yeah, you're trying to replace the
I'm
blood in your body with.
I'm trying to replace all the fluids in my body with Coke Zero.
It's so good and at no cost, like to you dietarily.
Exact dietarily speaking,
Only
it's healthy. Yeah, it's
maybe
like
in the
it's
long
good for
term
you.
health, but I'm not in it for the long term.
Yeah,
For
I mean,
me right now.
I ain't here for a long time. I'm just here for a good time. Let me have a little Coke
I ain't here
Zero.
for a long time. I'm just here for some Coke Zero, bitch.
Yeah. It sounds like Sal, you and I are both having some issues because I'm fucking fuming. I'm furious right now.
Why?
I'm down and out. And I'm also fuming mad because I got a haircut today and it looks good in the front. Like
See,
when she cut it, I was like, oh, that
spin,
looks good. What?
spin.
No, I'm not. No, because he fucked my shit up so
Well,
bad
where
in the
did you
back.
go?
I went to a salon, like a barber shop.
Hello?
Sal,
Go.
are you there? Sal,
Hey, what happened? I
can
told you I
you?
didn't pay my internet bill.
Yeah, they probably got you on a soft disconnect if you're
How does
behind.
that work?
Uh, how far behind are you on the bill?
I'm surprised it's still on.
So they probably put you on like a cautionary, like a warning disconnect,
Yeah.
which means your shit's gonna be fucked up, and then they're just gonna shut it off.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's been fucked up,
yeah, so they do that. They give you like a warning by just fucking up your internet.
which is nice. Makes me really
Yeah,
want
where
to pay the
they're like,
bill.
you can have it. You'll still have internet for a couple weeks, but it's just not going to work that good. And
I'm
then they'll just shut it off.
It's nice that they give you a couple weeks though.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, it's like yeah, these like like sort of monopolistic telecommunications companies do kind of have a stranglehold on you as far as like you need the internet and they can charge whatever they want, but they're surprisingly lenient.
Wait, what looks
With
awful?
do what?
Is he saying that my video looks bad because the internet?
He's saying my haircut looks bad.
Oh, let me see. Go back. I want to see it again.
I'm not showing the back of it. Dude.
What?
It
So,
looks so
where did you
fucking
go? I didn't
stupid.
even hear what you said.
I went to a barber shop. I went to some place called Express Cuts.
That's your problem, bro.
I spent like $35 on this shit.
It doesn't matter,
I thought, well, look, you sit
bro.
me
I
down
spent
and
$35 on hair and beard, and you know what I do when I have to get my haircut? Do you know how I like
what?
set that up? I text my fucking barber who I've been going to for years, and I say, "Hey, are you free tomorrow?" That's how you get a good haircut. If you're just walking in and going, "Who wants to fuck with my head?"
I scheduled it online, and then I just figured like some
No,
fat bitch with a certificate that on her the thing that says she went to beauty school. I figured, yeah, she'll know what
no.
she's doing.
If you want a
And
cheap haircut, you know,
and when she got done, I looked at it and I said, "This looks good." But
dude. If you want a decent haircut and you like want it to be, look that way every time, you got to get like someone who you're their client.
the best haircut I've ever gotten was $15 at a Dominican barber shop where nobody spoke English,
That too. Go
and they
go
only
somewhere
took
like a
cash.
real barbershop.
It was a $15 cash only barber shop.
If you're gonna walk in somewhere, it has to be a legit barbershop.
Yeah, and I just had to show him pictures of celebrities and say this, and he was like, "See, see,"
Or
and
you
that's
can
the
walk into a salon, but like it's a little gay.
right.
But I used to
But
go when I was in
I
Denver. I would
went
go
to
to
some fucking fat bitch who smelled like cigarettes, who was
now.
like,
But that's the reason. There is a reason why she's cutting hair there.
right, sure."
You
I
know,
mean, yeah, I guess it's on me. I figured for fucking $35, I would at least get like decent something resembling a decent haircut, which it does until you get to the back, and it's like, dude, I told her, I said, shave the sides and take a bunch off the top, but leave it like full on top so I can like do things with it. And I don't know what she did, but she left this like flap in the back where I look like fucking Mo Howard.
I'll have to see it.
Like in the back. It looks so fucking
Please,
stupid.
just show us.
I don't even want to, dude. It's so embarrassing. It's like I just don't. I don't want any. It looks so bad.
But I thought you were all about comedy.
All right, fine, man. I mean, let me spin around. I mean, take a look at this shit. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
It looks pretty bad, don't it?
It doesn't look. It looks like you made a choice to do that. You know.
I did not choose that. No.
So if I saw that, I would be like, "Damn, I haven't seen that one before."
Yeah, if you saw it, you would. I guess you would say, "I don't get it," but you know, like what? I guess it's like a new thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I could just make it into a new thing, but honestly, I just want to get it fixed.
You should shave your head and tell your dad you joined the military and see what he does.
No, I'm just gonna get it. I'll just go to another barbershop and be like, "I'll pay you $40 to fix what this fat bitch did." I just wanted to feel good about myself, man. I let my hair grow out and get untamed. And like, all right, what the fuck are you doing?
Something fucking rattling around.
Yeah, I don't know. I just was like, I was getting tired of having so much hair. It was getting hot, and it's I wanted to feel good.
By the way, I'm still high from those dabs Mark did.
Yeah,
I was groggy the next day.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I guess I didn't even think that she didn't hand me the mirror to look at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just was like, oh, okay, I trust you, because I've never been, aside from like a Walmart salon, I've never been to a barbershop where I was unhappy with the haircut I got. I was like, yeah, they all know what they're doing.
Yeah, it doesn't look terrible.
Yeah, but it's, I don't know. Thank you, Kenny.
Hey guys,
Mariska Hargitay. Yeah, we've been trying to like get this show back on track for a while now. Cornfed proper.
Keep it coming, guys. The highest contributor tonight gets a special prize.
No, there's no prizes. I don't have.
There will be a special prize.
I honestly don't have enough money to do prizes yet. But
we're doing
maybe,
a prize. It's not doesn't have to be a monetary thing. We're doing a prize.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
We'll do a rap with your name in it.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah,
here's a little story about Raphael. I'm not saying it's gonna be Raphael. I'm just saying.
I mean, I get if I had to actually work in an office, like if I had to actually go somewhere for work, I'd be fucking mortified that this
You'd be
is the
fucked,
haircut.
bro. You'd have to explain to them that you're like in a cult.
Oh, I would just buzz it off. I would just like if I actually had to go into an office tomorrow, I would just like I would just go, well, I wasted my money, but I'm just gonna grab some clippers and buzz the rest of this off. But I don't have to go anywhere for. I mean, I'm probably gonna get fired anyway. So please keep the super chats coming and hit the Patreon. I got to figure something out because
today could be the day that Raphael drops a super chat.
I'm on the motherfucking chopping block at this dumbass bullshit ass fucking slave ass.
Hey, you know what? You guys are on the chopping block for me, as far as I'm concerned, with my where you stand with me.
Well, no, I mean the people that tune into this are pretty cool.
No, your job.
Oh my! You think I should tell them that? Like,
yeah, say
no. Actually, you can't fire me because I just quit.
Yeah,
and they go, great. Now you can't get unemployment.
Yeah, that's
yeah. So
why don't you let them fire you so you can get unemployment?
I mean, yeah, if they fire me, I'll just collect unemployment. But I don't. I guess it's like I don't want to fucking be doing this shit anyway. Like I hate working. And I'm meant for greater things, but it is nice to have the security of a job while I'm trying to,
what's better is having them pay you because you don't work there anymore.
I mean, yeah, having them pay me to not work is great. I mean, unemployment is pretty tight, but it's definitely a scary time when you're collecting unemployment because you go, well, this is going to run out.
Yeah, but I mean, so many people don't use it when they could because they're like, I want to get back to work, and it's like, nah, dude, use your unemployment.
Dude, I hate that. I hate the fucking
Is the chat show now in the thing? Is that new?
Oh yeah, I clicked that because it's like a new thing you can do now.
Okay.
to make it more distracting for you.
I mean, it's right on my. Is it on your face on your side?
It's on your face on your side, on my side. So it's,
Thanks.
yeah. Here, I can take it off.
No, leave it. I was
All right,
gonna
I'll leave it on.
I was gonna bite one.
What was I saying though? Yeah, jobs are gay. Working sucks. And it's so funny. Maybe people are not this way as much anymore, but that's the way people sort of are indoctrinated into believing that they shouldn't ask for any assistance. Like if you that sort of mindset. What are you doing? What the
I'm
fuck?
trying to bite the super chat.
Jesus Christ, dude!
That one says ass.
All right, dude.
I got severe ADHD.
Dude, trying to do a show with you is like I might as well like be doing this with a toddler. Just like a kid slapping his fucking high seat table and Cheerios are going everywhere.
Do my kids do that when they're done? They fucking start like fucking swiping everything off of their fucking trays.
Yeah, that's what I do when I'm done eating at Olive Garden. Is just start throwing shit off the table. Because I said, hey, you said when I'm here we're family. Well, this is what I did when I was a toddler. My mommy always cleaned it up. So you're my mom. You're my mommy now.
You're my mommy now, bitch.
You're my mommy now, Miss Olive Garden. When I'm here, you're my family.
I missed Olive Garden. I haven't been there.
It's so disgusting. It's really bad now.
I know. You can't even go anymore.
I went recently because I was like...
You have to go alone.
Yeah, and I just was like, ain't a bad deal. The breadsticks and the salad and all that. But I got the tour of Italy. Because that's a pretty safe bet. You get a little sampling. You get a little teaser free, And truly the only thing that was like palatable that I actually tasted okay was the fettuccine Alfredo.
You got a Purple Heart because you got heart disease. Your tour of Italy.
Yeah, I got an honorable discharge from the tour of Italy.
The bathroom.
They sent me home. He said, "Hey, go be with your girl. Go be with your children." But no, it was like the fettuccine Alfredo was like the only thing that was okay. The lasagna and the chicken parm tasted like fucking Chef Boyardee whipped them up. They tasted so like
Boyardee's nuts salty.
Boyardee's nuts across your forehead. How about that? Yeah, they tasted like especially terrible. It tasted like canned Italian food. It was like even for Olive Garden, I was like, this is really bad.
Yeah, and they don't even cook it right, bro.
Yeah, they don't even cook the fucking frozen bags of food right.
It's like you think they're back there like boiling pasta. And
no, it's just all shit. It's shit they get shipped in. I don't know how any of those fucking places are like staying in business because like
most restaurants have just gone to shit though.
Well, yeah, and especially like as expensive as everything is now, it's like after I got done there, I was like, I feel like a fucking idiot for going to Olive Garden.
You know what, bro? We need to organize some kind of movement against restaurants where like we all just go and just eat and leave.
Without paying?
Yeah, like across America, dude. Like fuck restaurants, increase the quality of your food.
So you want everybody to commit crimes?
Well, it's not a crime if we all do it.
That's true.
That's a fact.
If everyone does it, it's not.
That's a law, dude.
That's what I've been saying about student loans. I'm like, everybody stop paying them.
Let's all dine and dash.
They can't garnish all of our wages.
That's the thing, bro. If everyone just did, if everyone acted out, they couldn't start punishing everybody.
Dude, by the way, I got a question for you. What is money?
Oh, don't even get me. I've been saying this for a year on this podcast. Gold is the only valuable currency where you can actually tie it to it's,
Yeah, gold is it's a shiny metal. But the actual money aspect of it, what is money? Because I've been trying to figure out what money is, and I realized I've been dealing with money my entire life.
Someone said that's called Atlanta, by the way, where people just don't do what they're told.
Who said that?
We're-
Oh, where people just go eat and don't pay for their food and just
It's
never
called
follow the
Atlanta.
rules. Yeah, it's called Atlanta.
Oh Lord.
Atlanta, Houston.
I do love me some Atlanta though.
um,
Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta.
There's certain
Atlanta's
things you
cool,
don't
man.
say.
It's the home of CNN.
Yeah.
The Ted Turner news station. But I've been watching these. I guess I'm getting radicalized because I've like been getting really into David Graeber lately. Who he's dead now, but he was like this anarchist economist who I for some reason got like blacklisted in the United States. Like for some reason he wasn't allowed to work in universities in the United States, so he ended up having to move to England to actually have a job. And he wrote like a bunch of books that people like about money. But he said something that I'm gonna like butcher this because he knows what he's talking about and I don't. But he made a point where he was like he was like, everyone wonders like why can't we just get rid of debt? Like why can't we live in a debt free society? And he's like, well, you can't do that because then there's no money. He's like, money is debt. So
Yeah.
if like all the debts get paid or forgiven, or if we just decide no more debt, then there is no more money, and society as we know it collapses. So
I mean, honestly, sexual favors should be the new form of currency.
right.
Booty.
But
man's butt.
Yeah, I guess it's like interesting that like money as we understand it, like a dollar bill is just like a debt that was printed by the bank.
Think about prison. The prison is the most honest form of currency. Cigarettes, snacks, booty, drugs. That's what we should be trading.
Right.
You stuff I can use. Like I can use 100, even if I don't smoke them, I could sell 100 cigarettes. I can eat some Twinkies. I could have some booty later.
Yeah. I was thinking about this because I went to I saw that movie Sinners. Have you seen this?
Commissary.
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Have you heard about this Sinners movie?
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
Because there's this it's about black people, and there's a scene in it where one of the black guys goes to see a black lady, and she sells something to some kids, and they hand her like some kind of fucking money that they had in the South in the 30s that was I don't know what it is. I don't know what it was she handed her. It was some kind of different kind of money. And so he goes up to her and he goes, "You gotta stop letting them pay you with this make believe money." And then he goes to hand. He says, "Let me give you some real money." And she goes, "I don't want your money," or whatever. And I was like, and then I just kind of was like, what is I don't even like what is the difference between whatever fucking Confederate money they gave her and then the money that we decide is real? I guess it's the difference is just like the faith that the belief that people have in it, or like what they decide, what we decide is real.
I believe it's $100.
Yeah, and then when you pick it up off the ground and it's like an ad for some fucking Bible school,
I get so mad.
Like when you see like $100 bill on the ground and you go, "Holy shit!" and you pick it up and unfold it, and it's like, "Have you accepted Jesus into your heart?" And
not anytime soon.
This is not gonna persuade me into doing that. I was ready to accept $100 bill into my wallet. Now I'm, wondering why have you forsaken me?
You ever think about the Book of Job?
Yeah.
You ever like ask a Christian to explain the Book of Job? And they're just like, well, it's kind of tough, but like...
Yeah, but the Book of Job is in the Jew Bible, so...
So the story of Job, though, if for anyone that doesn't know, God and Satan, I guess, are having like, I don't know, playing cards or something, or having a conversation.
Yeah, God and Satan have like a pissing contest.
I guess they have like quarterly meetings, and Satan is like, "Hey, I bet you if I fucking ruin this guy's life, he'll curse your name. And God's like, bet. And Satan's like, okay, I bet. Like, this dude's life, like his fucking wife and kids.
Hey, yo, dead ass. Busted.
Dead ass. Yeah, so Satan, like, butt fucks his whole family and kills his wife and kids and takes away everything from him. And then this guy's like, oh, God. And then God's like, you see? That's a good one right there.
Yeah, and then he gives him back everything double.
He doesn't give him back everything.
He doesn't. Well, he
gives him a new family.
Yeah, he gives him like a new bunch of children, which I guess is supposed to be enough for Job to be like, cool. But the other kids are still dead.
And
oh man, Sal, your internet is fucked up, dude.
Yeah, that's
Sal. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm here.
Sal.
I'm here.
Dude, your shit's all fucked up, dude. Are you here?
I'm here.
Okay, you're back, kind of.
I'm back.
Hey, we're gonna need some super chats to fix Sal's internet. How much is your bill?
It's like $65.
Is 65? Is that on a promotion?
Honestly, let me see.
Are you in a contract?
Let me see. Hold on.
Is that, what is that, a 12-month, a 24-month? Dude, your shit is not, it's, your shit's not working, dude. You're frozen. Jesus Christ. Sorry, audience. I guess this is where having a nice podcast studio would be beneficial to the show. Unfortunately, we work with what we have. I guess while Sal is frozen, I'll plug the Patreon. Patreon, don't you want to pay for this after what you've seen so far? Patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt is where you can find, for as little as $5 a month, you get access to all the premium episodes and bonus content. And then then there's the Crowder Boys. Subscribe to that. YouTube, I'm sure many are here already subscribed to that. YouTube.com/@the Crowder Boys. Patreon.com/the Crowder Boys. And
Sal, my internet's on. It's $50 is what I have to.
It's $50. Dude, your shit is so fucked up, dude.
To avoid subscription, pay the pack.
Dude, no money, no problem. Ain't that the damn truth? Thank you, Robbie's third cousin.
Have each $1.
Sal, this is not working. Dude, your shit is so fucked up. Sal.
What?
It's, dude, dude, it's like you're talking to me on like a fucking army phone while you're deployed, like a satellite phone.
Well, there's fucking Charlie everywhere out here.
Is Charlie in the trees right now?
Bro.
Dude, your shit is so fucked up.
With it to say, hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking, maybe 6 feet ain't so down.
Sal.
Did any of that?
Some of that came through. Sal, come on, man.
Dude,
how do we fix this?
$58.
Why have you not paid your internet bill?
Because I had.
I guess I don't know why I thought I was gonna be able to get the answer. It's Nothing's coming through. Sal, do you want to? Do you? Oh my god, I don't know what to do about this. Sal, you there? I don't know how to fix this. Sal's just his shit's all fucked up. Okay. Well, I guess while we're waiting on this to, maybe this will just fix itself. Maybe we'll do a movie analysis then. So I
You have on.
What, Sal? Dude, this shit's not working. It's not working. Sal, it's not working. Are you there? Yep, it's not working. Well, look, I guess I'll just have to just fill the time myself then. So we'll do. Hey, folks, step into the cinema crevasse, and we lost him. Good. That was. I can't, dude. I can't. How's he? How you going? How you not gonna pay your internet bill? All right. Well, I guess you guys want to do a movie review? Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Not that Vamp. So I saw Sinners at the theater earlier, and it was fun. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought like a lot of it was pretty boring. And I guess that's because it was advertised as like a cool action horror thriller vampire movie, which does happen. But honestly, it probably would have benefited from them not revealing that in any of the marketing. Like if you went into it not just thinking it was a movie about black people, and then like two-thirds of the way through the movie, there's vampires. That would be cool. That would be like a fun reveal to be surprised by. But going into it knowing that there's vampires and then just having to sit through like I don't know, like a fucking hour of just black melodrama. I was just kind of bored for a lot of it. Which I guess that's the wrong opinion, or maybe I'm racist. Because I got everybody. When movies like this happen every now and then, where it's like some fucking movie that has like black people in it that everyone says is awesome, and then I see it and I go, it's okay, and then they're like, oh, okay. I guess I guess you're a Klan member, and I'm like, well, I don't know, because that was my feelings about when the Jordan Peele movie Get Out came out, and I finally watched it after all the hoopla and hullabaloo and hype. I watched it and I was like, this is like okay. It's like it's a serviceable movie. It's nothing that's really grabbing me or that feels like exemplary or particularly astonishing. Like I mean, it's like a competently made movie. I look at it and I go, I watch a movie and I go, I don't know how to do none of this. Like I don't know how to make a movie. So in that regard, I'm like, this is impressive. But then beyond that, when I finally watched Get Out, I was like, well, this isn't like going to solve racism like everybody said it was. And in fact, all the race stuff is like really heavy handed in kind of an annoying way. And then the actual like horror elements of it are derivative and not that interesting. It's just borrowing a lot of like plots and themes and ideas from like other stuff and mishmashing them into this like okay movie. And I guess it had like cool imagery. I'm always happy to see Stephen Root. So it's like I guess it's not. I guess Get Out wasn't a bad movie. It's just like when I saw it after all the hype, I was like, man, you guys are giving this movie a lot more credit than it deserves. It's like a decent movie, but there's probably like other ways to understand race relations and like more meaningful ways to engage with. I don't know if like a sci-fi horror thriller is the vehicle by which we're going to better understand each other and create unity between the races. In fact, I feel like this is going to just like annoy all the wrong people. And then ... 10 years later, we have like, racist Groiper Hitler 1488 on Twitter talking about how Sinners is a race baiting white people or bad movie, and that we need more pure. We need to stop doing race mixing, is what they say now. Just after all the years of like maudlin, is that the right word? Maybe not. Just like so many years of I don't know what was the word I'm trying to find. I guess just I guess trying to impose morality onto people by way of art and entertainment. I think people got fed up with that, and then just somehow they became more racist. And that's not to say that movies are not a good medium for doing that kind of thing, because like like a Spike Lee joint, like Do the Right Thing, I think effectively like it's a really good movie. Like it's a brisk, entertaining film, but it also delivers a message in a powerful way. You know what I mean? So it's like that movie is like a effective at what it's trying to accomplish in terms of like art and like the intersection of art and I don't know, race equality, finding so a unity between all of us, and then the first 3 seasons of the Boondocks are quite effective at that as well, at like putting a spotlight on these like real world racial things, but then also like skewering it all in a very entertaining way that the dumbest, most racist people alive completely miss the point of the show. And then in effect themselves become like characters from the Boondocks. So there are versions of this that work, but then like, and to be honest with you, Sinners is not terribly overt about that or too heavy-handed. Like there is because it takes place in the 30s, it takes place like Jim Crow, Mississippi. So it's not it doesn't not address that because it's like such a glaring element of the American South at that time, that to set a movie about black people and Chinese people also that takes place in Mississippi in the 30s, it would be ridiculous to not acknowledge like the racial tensions therein. But then like a lot of the movie is an exploration of and this is where the movie succeeds, is it's an exploration of characters and not necessarily broad sweeping like racial groups, So it's like the movie does focus on these twin brothers, both played by Michael B. Jordan. They do movie magic so that one Michael B. Jordan becomes two Michael B. Jordans, and he does a good job. And then there's like a boy who's good at blues, and so that's like a fun part of it, that there's like this boy who's really good at playing guitar and singing blues songs. And then like all the the racial aspect of it is very kind of exists on the periphery for most of the movie. It's kind of like the specter that hangs over the movie, but is not directly addressed too much. They are in like some small town in Mississippi in the 1930s, and there is mention of the Klan, Ku Klux, that one, and but then like beyond that, the movie does not really get it focuses mainly on these two black guys and the black kid who's good. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's like pretty much all black people except for there's like two Chinese. There's two Chinese people, and then like when the vampires do show up, they's honkies. So like one of them is an Irish honky, and then there's two others that is just like Southern honkies, Southern white honkies, and then there's like, and there is like I guess in really the sort of brick thrown into the clothes dryer that is the lives of these two black brothers and what they're trying to accomplish, so to speak, is a white she devil, as Chris Kattan said in Undercover Brother, black man's kryptonite. Or she's some kind of something, because it's like this lady. So it's like they're back in this town for the first time in forever. They've been doing crimes in Chicago, making money. And it's like, I don't know. Somehow that's never explained, that they go to Chicago at some point as black guys, and the Irish and Italian mobs work like the most racist guys of all time are like, these ones are good. They can work for us. That I guess they don't really go into. I guess there's really no reason for the movie to explore all that if that's not what the movie's necessarily about. But I do. I mean, I guess it's like I guess the mob would employ black guys if they were cool enough. Maybe I don't know. But anyway, so they're back in this town in Mississippi for the first time in a while, and I don't want to give away the whole movie, but just to like explore the because I saw like a bunch of stuff on the internet talking about how this movie is like race baiting, and it's like Whitey is the devil movie, and it's just a more white genocide or something. I saw like all those like Groiper accounts saying that, and when I watched it, I was like, this movie's not really like harping too much on the racial aspects of this. Like it's definitely part of it, but this movie is but like almost like it's just all black people. There's like not even like white characters in it really, except for the one I was gonna say is like the sort of the white she devil that shows up, who I don't she's some kind of mix something, I think. This actress Haley Steinfeld, she shows up, and she's the white bitch that one of the brothers fucked before they went to Chicago, and she's all hurt because she ain't never found dick as good as his again, and so she's been just waiting, her pussy quivering with anticipation for some good black dick to come back into her life, and now it's back, and he don't want nothing to do with this bitch, and so that's sort of the extent to which there's like any sort of like racial component, like racial tension and like animosity between the races in the movie. It's not all of it, but that's for most of the plot. That's where the like racial problems arise. Is that one of the brothers fucked a woman who's like mostly white, but she's some kind of mixed something. I don't know. Give it a number rating. It's a solid 7. Center, I give Center's a 7. A 7 out of 10. I didn't hate it. I mean, there's I guess like going into it knowing it was a vampire movie, it was like for the first like I don't know 45 minutes, I was like, where's the vampires? It was just all just like this this like pastoral exploration of American South and these two black fellas coming home, and then like their dealings in the town as they try to like open up their own juke joint. As they keep saying, they say the word juke joint in this movie so much that it's like stuck in my head now. But I don't know. I maybe I'm too stupid to understand like why there was so much emphasis that this place was specifically called a juke joint, that they kept saying we gonna open our own juke. Um, but but yeah, the real failing of the movie, and this goes back to the oh, we have $4.99 from Kenny. Please play Johnny Cash, Rusty Cage at some point. And I guess if I'm going to do film reviews, maybe I should collect my thoughts and write things down before I just start running my mouth. But I'm already like too deep into this. But yeah. I mean, really, this goes back to the sort of Satanism that is advertising and marketing, and trying to sell a product to people. That the movie would definitely be very effective if I did not know that. I don't know. I guess like to speak to the marketing, if I just saw trailers for like a movie about black people in the South, would I be as inclined to go see it if as a movie about black people in the South plus vampires? Because like as I'm watching it, I was like, this would be really cool if I didn't know there were vampires in it. But then would I have even bought a ticket for this if I didn't know there were vampires in it? So it's a sort of a conundrum therein. What does this mean? $5 from James Woods is my vampire slayer. Was he in a vampire movie? And by the way, I should issue a correction. I tweeted something that upset people, and I was wrong because I made a comment. Because James Woods on Twitter is like constantly posting about like right wing. He's like very right wing Republican. He's always posting like a lot of grievances and issues that he has with the world from a right wing perspective. And as these riots are escalating in Los Angeles, he's been on a tear lately, a very Cumia-esque tear on Twitter. And I've always found the trajectory of James Woods to be interesting because he's one of the best actors. And I don't mean just like one of my favorites, or just like he's been in some good movies or delivered some good performances. He's legitimately a captivating and magnetic personality in front of a camera. He's one of the best actors. He's awesome. I'm always happy to see James Woods in anything. And so I've always found it odd that like what he decided to do with his life as he got older was like instead of like start taking on more grounded or challenging roles in movies and television, he just started doing like racist tweets. And then that's kind of just James Woods, I guess, until he dies now, is he's just like an angry Twitter guy. And I made a comment on Twitter where I said like, his heel turn to right wing grifting is like the most unnecessary one because he's like one of the best actors. And people got mad at me for calling him a grifter. And I do want to issue a correction that, yeah, it's not, I don't think it's a grift because he probably would be able to make a lot of money doing like what he was doing. He's being racist for the love of the game. He genuinely loves being angry and racist and mad at the libs and hating lefties. That he's chosen to do that instead of like be in movies. So I do, in fact, and for that, in that way, I commend James Woods that he's not grifting. He is being earnest and sincere with his vitriol and his racism because he had a great career. There was no reason for him to. There's not like more money to be made doing what he's doing now. He's losing every opportunity that he would have otherwise. So hats off. Like, I don't agree with him politically or ideologically, but hats off to him for following his truth and just like deciding, I would rather be racist than be in movies. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of guys who say, like, what kind of is there money? Like, how can I make money being racist? You know, but James Woods said, I would rather be racist than make the Jew Hollywood money, that they keep trying to give me. What is this? Digstown rules. I don't know what that means. So I got, yeah. So that's to say, I just, I don't. James Woods, not a grifter, just a racist old white guy who just loves being angry and racist and right wing. I still, and I guess that that really goes to elucidate. Is that the right? People say I have a big vocabulary sometimes, but sometimes I think of a word and I'll just say it, and I'm never sure if I'm using them the right way. But it goes to show you the sort of mystique of acting that really good acting is just something that some people have, and it can be completely anathema to who they actually are as a person. Because I mean, dude, I've seen James. I've seen some performances from James Woods that are like incredible. He's awesome. He's a really fun guy to watch do acting, and he can really like access this, like, not just like a some kind of depth within himself, but like specifically a James Woods, like in the way that he's kind of like a smarmy, scummy, sleazy kind of guy. It's like a combination of like that, but then also like accessing, like some kind of deeper humanity with that makes for like really like in Videodrome, like a really cool performance. But then that's acting, baby. And then like the real James Woods is like they all need to go back home. It's like, wow, I would not have I wouldn't have guessed that this is who you actually were from your turn in Hercules. And by the way, folks, I don't know if Sal's coming back. I was not anticipating having to just like this is something I need to try and do more anyway. Is just like do solo podcasting, which I was doing for a while there. Maybe because my fucking job is gonna fire me. I'll bring back Lost in the Maze, the solo show, and I know Cornfed bar. I've just been, it's just like I try to my whole life, my whole damn life. I've been trying to skirt responsibility, like actually doing the things I'm supposed to do as an adult. Like I just never want the idea of actually like working and maintaining a real 40-hour a week job always like um bothered me. It always seemed like such a miserable way to live that I was always trying to find like some other way to live. And then in doing so, I never established like any sort of foundation for myself. Like living in a very irresponsible bohemian way where I was like, I'll live the life. I'll live the life of a fucking some kind of artsy fartsy guy, and then that'll work, and then I don't have to actually do what all the squares are doing. And then after enough years of like the artsy fartsy thing not working, I was like, okay, well, I can still pursue these things, but I definitely should work toward like a foundation, some kind of stability, just so that I can like feel stable. Like I guess I could feel okay and be able to like take care of my necessities, like the basics, the bills and all that. And so like over the last like especially like I went crazy and I was in and out of the psych ward and just like lost everything and all this money, just everything gone. Like over the last like few years, I've definitely been trying to like, live responsibly and like do all the things I was avoiding, which is like put my nose to the grindstone and work hard and I grow within the company and and just like have like oh my god, hold on. Now my shit's fucked up. Now I'm frozen. Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta refresh my page. Okay, I don't know why it does that. Like I'll be on here on the stream and then my whole fucking screen will just like blink and then my screen will just show as black. Then what you guys see is like a frozen picture, so I have to refresh it to make it work again. And so I chat, I hope you're still here. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like I've actually been like because I've taken jobs in the past that I always like agree like when they offered to hire me, it was always like with the mindset of like I'm not gonna apply myself to this at all. I'll do the bare minimum while I like really apply myself 100% on the things I want to do. Like I'll focus on other things, and this will just be a paycheck, and I'm just not going to give a shit at all. And if they fire me, I'll find another job. And then just after years and years of that, of like in and out of jobs and not like progressing in any one of them, and never and having like nothing to show for anything, I got to a point where I said, you know what, I'm gonna at least try and like put my nose to the grindstone and build up some kind of like some kind of foundation for myself, 401k and health benefits and like something I can have just as like so my feet are planted on the ground. And that's not working. So I guess it's just going to be this. It was the answer was like with me the whole time that I don't have any other options. I have to just like figure out a way to bullshit my way into the life I want by just like keep continuing to just like keep talking until something happens. Um, what is this? It's a boxing movie with James Woods, Lou Gossett Jr., and Bruce Dern. All star cast. This sounds awesome. This crooked guy runs a town movie. James Woods is. I gotta check. Yeah, I gotta watch this shit. What was it now? Digstown. I gotta watch that, dude. I still don't know what James Woods is my vampire slayer means. I don't. Is it because his name is Woods, like a wooden stake, or was he in a vampire movie? I don't know. Anyway, James Woods is cool, but I like Mexicans. Like I don't know what's going on in Los Angeles. I'm not qualified to really speak on none of that, but I do like Mexicans. Um, what vampire movie was James Woods in? Have I seen this? I feel like I should know about this. James Woods vampire. Oh, Vampires. He was in the movie Vampires, the John Carpenter movie. That's right. Okay. Um. But yeah, I grew up in the Fort Worth area, so I'm a I am an ally to the Mexicans. I like Mexicans. I grew up with Mexicans. I got family that's Mexicans. Um, I myself by blood am not Mexican. My grandfather, I believe, was like some kind of Cuban, so he might have been an illegal immigrant. I'm not sure. But he was one of them. He was one of them white Latinos, so he was white passing, and then like many immigrants anyway, but especially a white passing immigrant, he was racist. He was very much, like he did not like browns and blacks and yellows. He was very racist, and you know, he's dead now. But then I got Mexican family, like my big old corn-fed cousins. Um, my big corn-fed girl cousins married some Mexican fellas. Mexican guys. It's kind of like a cultural, um, something they share culturally with black guys is a penchant for corn-fed girls, white corn-fed girls, And so, because I have a couple of corn-fed cousins, I now also have Mexican relatives. um, so so I'm very much what's the word? Connected to Mexicans. I like Mexican. I like Mexico. I like going to like a some kind of Mexican grocery store and buying a cup of corn for $1, a cup of elotes, with the crema and chili powder, lime, and Valentina, and sitting down at a plastic table inside of a grocery store and eating a cup of corn and mayonnaise. So I definitely understand the culture of Mexicans. So I guess immigration, especially like what they call illegal immigration, has been this like boogeyman for the right wing my entire life, and it's too big for me to like really understand or wrap my head around. I'm like I've always been of the mind where I'm like I don't we're like they because like my whole life they've been like harping on this, and I've always just been like what are they like what do they do what are they doing that's making our lives worse? I don't understand like what is happening. Like I guess because there's a law that says they had to take a test or fill out some kind of paperwork that they didn't do. Technically, that's illegal. But then beyond like the bureaucracy of it, what is happening that's like ruining our lives? Rush Limbaugh. Like I was like my dad would listen to AM radio. And I was like Limbaugh was always talking about this, like complaining about this, and I was always like, what are they? Yeah, like I guess fundamentally I'm not getting like so like a family walks across the desert and there's like 18 people living in one room now, and they're here now. What are they? How does that hurt me? And I don't. I'm still like at the conclusion I'm still getting to is I don't think it does. Um, like I've heard the argument. Somebody in the chat is even saying is that they undercut American wages. Let me tell you something. The fucking the American wages are being undercut by the employers. So it's like we live in like a corporatist system that its goal is to not pay any of us. So that's not I don't think that's the fault of any just like regular person, especially somebody who walked barefoot across the desert. I think that's just like corporations run amok that at the end of the day their end goal is to not have to pay anybody any money. So that's where but I guess I genuinely just don't know what's like what's going on. Um why it's such a bad thing, and I always wonder like what's the spin that's happening, like if these people are coming across the border and then you got a bunch of like talking heads, not the actual talking heads are awesome, but like talking heads in the sense that it's just like some bloated red-faced Republican on TV bloviating about illegal immigration. It's like so what fundamental like what is the spin here? Because like I'm actually like there's a lot of people there's a lot of folks now who consider themselves free thinking mavericks, but they're being just as propagandized as anybody else. They find the media outlets they like and agree with, and then say, "No, I'm not susceptible to the propaganda of the mainstream media because I found the actual truth from the Joe Rogan podcast or whatever it may be," and it's like, cool. So you just found the media spin that you agree with, and in effect have been propagandized by something else. I'm an actual, me, Dalton speaking, I'm an actual free thinking maverick. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anything anyone says. I take in information and then I ponder it. I ponder the orb and I try to, from there, come up with some kind of thought, and try to think about it from a lot of angles, That's not to say, but look, if I am to actually be a free thinking maverick and I'm actually thinking about this with any sort of understanding or depth, then I'm smart enough to know that I'm not immune to propaganda. So that's the tricky thing about it is like I'm trying to I want to be discerning and think I'm having my own thoughts, right? But then like knowing what I know, I then know that I'm not immune to propaganda and indoctrination and like media spin. Um, so it's like that's where I just kind of it's, that's so sometimes that's why I just relent. Like I do kind of throw my hands up and just hit it with when you think about it, both sides are kind of the same. Because that's just a way to just not to just out offload it from my mind to just say like yeah it's actually both sides are bad when you think about it, and no one is right and no one is wrong either, because it's maddening when you actually try to like wrap your head around any of these concepts, because I've tried to look this whole fucking what's going on in Los Angeles right now. I can't wrap my I have no clue what's going on. If you I mean like if you want to know what I actually think is happening, I think like there's like there's like either companies or certain entities at play here that have like some ends they wish to reach, that they're using this like this very scary boogeyman that is illegal immigration to buttress their own wants and desires. So like to be specific, like if you I'm getting into like conspiracy theory territory here. So this is just like something I think might be happening. I think like somebody like Peter Thiel and these sort of like corporate techno overlords want to implement something into like sink their fucking hooks into our lives even more to like further their own like techno feudalist um vision for the world. And so like they are exacerbating via like the media and the the actual going like what's happening, like they're purposefully exacerbating it and escalating it so that then the media can have this footage, like these pictures and clips and videos that everybody can see, that can galvanize the public, at least enough of the public to their side, to where eventually you get like enough people will go, well, maybe just a little bit of Palantir will be okay, just a little bit, and that's and then that's it. And I mean, at that point, and this goes back to what I was talking about earlier, that's basically like you just invited a vampire into your house. Once you get to that point where enough people go, all right, just a little bit of Palantir can come on in, then they're gonna that's when they're gonna come in and siphon all the blood right out of you. And that's what that's what Peter Thiel wants. Is what all these like fucking corporate techno overlords, they just want to get their, if they could just get their foot in the door, then they can irrevocably alter our lives to make them so much fucking worse for us and better for them. Now they get to control us even more through. It's the name of the company is this isn't, by the way, I've talked about this before. This is not me like trying to understand the world through the lens of fiction and popular culture. This is not like some like bastardization of understanding things because I've only ingested fiction my entire life. Then he named the company Palantir, which is directly a reference to Lord of the Rings. It's Sauron's spooky orb that he uses to do surveillance on Middle Earth. And so that's not, it's not like if I see a company is called Palantir, a surveillance company is called Palantir, for me to become worried about that because it is because of what the Palantir is in Lord of the Rings. That's not me being Reddit or being like some fiction brained idiot. That's actually because I've read the books and watched the movies. I understand like this is really strange and concerning that some oily, eyebrowless, homosexual South African fella has started a surveillance company named after the evil orb that does surveillance in Lord of the Rings. It's almost like like in a way, what's the word I'm looking for? Like telling us, just like telegraphing to us what he's doing. It is some sort of I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's like basically just saying to us exactly what he's doing, so that it creates like a state of confusion amongst all of us, where you go, well, it can't be that obvious. Like clearly, this is just like me being like hysterical for anyone to think that a company called Palantir, which is named after the evil orb, Sauron's evil orb in Lord of the Rings, that's ridiculous. They wouldn't just tell us what they're doing. When it's like, well, why wouldn't they? Because it's like by the time it's filtered through the media to you, the fact that you're having these thoughts right now, questioning your own sanity and like perception of reality, that's what they wanted. Because I know like this account this account on Twitter, and he's a really good YouTuber that I follow, Flesh Simulator. He made a good point that like Nick Mullen has that really funny joke about the Illuminati doing all their whatever, and then it's like, but first the clues, that joke. And Flesh Simulator made a good point where he said that's a really funny joke, but he's like, that is a tactic that they employ, where they would set out to carry out their plans for like whatever evil misdeeds they want to do, and they would like show you what they're doing to instill like a state of like confusion or complicity amongst the within the public. It's sort of like what Adam Curtis talks about in hypernormalization with Putin's deputy prime minister, who did use Kremlin money to fund like all of the opponents of Putin as well as the supporters, liberal groups, neo-Nazis, all that, and then told the public that's what he was doing, so that nobody ever knew what the truth or what was real. Like he knew what reality even was. So they were the tactic carried out was like putting people in a constant state of confusion and hysteria. And it's like it's been shown to be very effective because it allowed Putin to like maintain power and only become more powerful within in Russia. And now he's like this spooky, secret, shadowy guy who we still don't know what he's up to. So it's like that's a tactic we've seen work, where they have like this plan for some kind of domination and then tell you that's what they're doing. And because it's like so jarring that they would even tell you that, it like fundamentally breaks you from reality, where you can never be sure of anything anymore. So then that's where I go, all right, so this fucking gay South African with no eyebrows who's like trying to buy everything and own everything starts a surveillance company called Palantir that's named after the fucking evil Sauron's evil orb that does surveillance. He's calling it Palantir to make people feel crazy. At least the people who read the books. I mean, most of this country doesn't. I feel like most people in this country don't really pay attention to anything or think about anything that, I feel like many probably have not read Lord of the Rings that are alive now, and most people probably saw the movies, but even then, they may not remember the Palantir from. I think it shows up in Two Towers and is much more integral to the plot of Return of the King. When I believe it was Pippin, either Mary or I forget. I don't even remember them that well. I remember one of the fucking hobbits takes the Palantir when they at the taking of Isengard when they go like defeat Sauron. Um, one of the fucking hobbits finds the Palantir in the water and grabs it, and Gandalf takes it. Wants to keep it covered and hidden, so nobody looks into it. And then one of the hobbits looks at it, and then that's when Sauron is able to get a beat on him because it's his spooky evil surveillance ball. So yeah, so I think that's what Peter Thiel and Palantir are trying to do with these. If you want to get into like what I think might be happening with the riots, this thing in Los Angeles is, I think, a gay South African with no eyebrows wants to be able to install his whatever his fucking surveillance technology is, so that he gets to control America. I don't know. Beyond that, I feel like that when people talk this notion of like late stage capitalism, you keep hearing that word. It's a very Reddit term. I do think that we're seeing like some kind of regime change where whatever we think of as capitalism as it's been, that I think that already ended, and like there's been this soft launch of like this new kind of feudalism that's been happening for like the last couple decades. And so I think we're just gonna like find ourselves more and more at the behest of just a couple different tech companies that, for all intents and purposes, are like the lords and dukes of our vassals. It's just like we all live to swear fealty to Palantir, to X, the SpaceX, and whatever, Elon, Meta, and Apple, and all that, Google, and all them. Like those are the new lords and dukes and landed gentries. The GoDaddy landed gentry of GoDaddy.com is answers to the Duke of Apple, something like that, right? I gotta start reading books again. I actually need to read things. I feel like I'm like so close to being able to have thoughts and express them in some kind of meaningful way, but I'm like so lazy and fucking stupid now that as I'm like saying all this, I'm like having trouble finding the words or finding the right way to express it. If I just like actually sat down and read things, I probably would be able to collect my thoughts and more eloquently, disseminate the information I would like to disseminate. That's a fun word. Disseminate. So I guess all that's to say, do we have more super chats? Oh no. I guess all that's to say, I did enjoy my time at the theater. I like going to the movies. I like eating popcorn and getting it's the only time I'll get like a fully leaded Coca-Cola. Which I know I shouldn't drink. I know everybody knows I'm overweight and I'm fat. I gotta walk. I gotta go to the gym and eat better. So no, you don't have to trust me. I know I shouldn't be drinking any sodas, but I drink Coke Zero most of the time. But then I go to the theater, and it's the only time I treat myself to a full sugar large cherry Coke. I get a big popcorn, and because I went on a Tuesday, the theater near me, everything was cheap. So the movie ticket was only like $6, and then I think between the ticket and the popcorn and the large popcorn, large soda, I spent like $20 at the movies just by myself, which ain't bad for a movie nowadays. That was like I was surprised at how not expensive that was, considering like I've been to movies before where just for me the ticket, popcorn, and soda come up to like 35, $40. Um, so that was fun. It was cheap, and I would say overall, like there's like a lot of this movie Sinners that kind of dragged for me, but maybe that's because I'm like stupid now. I don't know. I just was like sitting there watching just like like black people melodrama, like these black people like sort through their feelings, just waiting for vampires to show up. And so maybe that's on me. Maybe that's my own prejudice. But I feel like if I was watching a movie about white people's feelings, I would feel just as bored. I would think like, man, when's the vampires going to get here? I say that with every movie I go to. I said, man, when are the vampires going to show up? And then if there's no vampires show up, that's an immediate, that movie loses a star if no vampires show up. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, and I didn't think it was like for a movie that does take place in Mississippi in the 1930s. I felt like it was graceful with the way it handled the racial aspect of it, where it definitely like the Klan is part of the plot of the movie, and there is like the looming as I said like the looming specter of Jim Crow. But the movie does do a good job to like get to just like the lives of these people and like developing their characters, which I think I just contradicted what I just said about how I was bored with that part of it. But then that actually that's where the movie excels, is that it's a it focuses on the characters and their wants and desires and so on and so forth. And then there's vampires, and that's when it gets cool. That's when it really picks up steam. Is the vampires show up? So it's definitely worth seeing at the theater. I think there's some. It's like, and by the I, that director is cool, Ryan Coogler. Like it's a really good looking movie. I wish I could have seen it on IMAX, but I thought like the movie itself looks very beautiful. It's beautiful. I would say it's like a cool looking movie. Um, and the sequences of like the like pastoral like American South in that time, seeing the fields of cotton as black people work them. they are like really cool shots in the movie. And then like there's these really great like music sequences, which is not a musical. That motherfucker, that cracker ass, honky ass, Peckerwood ass motherfucker, Jason, what's this guy's name? Jason Pargin. He used to be called David Wong. You guys know this guy? You know what I'm talking about? He was a cracked journalist. He worked on that website Cracked for a lot of years under the nom de plume David Wong, and then he wrote a book called John Dies at the End that Don Coscarelli directed a movie adaptation of, that it looks like it was shot on a fucking Sony camcorder for some reason. But his name was David Wong, but then I guess like as cultural sensibilities changed over the years, I guess he decided he can't be a white guy calling himself David Wong. So now he goes by his actual name, which is Jason Pargin, Pargin. And so he's like, I guess he's still writing books, but then he's also just like tweeting and doing TikToks. And he posted some shit saying that Sinners is a he said he made some comment where it's like it tricked masculine dudes into seeing it like that movie RRR by not advertising that it's a musical. It's that is like such a honky ass understanding of the of the movie because it's not a musical. Like it seems like his pasty white ass like saw black folks singing songs and said, "Oh, this is a musical." Like he couldn't understand songs in a movie any other way. I don't know because it's a movie that has like sequences, like musical sequences in it, but it's not a musical in the like a musical is where they sing exposition and dialogue, like they sing the plot of the movie to move like and everybody joins in. So it's like the song itself is like the part of the the whole fucking the plot of the like I'm trying to think how am I like what is the distinction I'm trying to express here. It's just there's a difference between like a musical number, like a show tune, like a musical versus like music in a movie. Because it's like in the movie, yeah, like the music is part of the plot, but like when someone stops to do when they do music, it's like a performance that the other characters in the movie are observing, they are like engaged with. They're listening to the music and dancing. They're reacting to the music as it's as we would, where it's like music to them. Whereas like in a musical, somebody will start singing, and then everybody else starts singing, and then they're all dancing and choreographed. Whereas like in the Sinners, somebody a black kid starts playing guitar, and then everybody goes, "Woo! You sure can play that guitar good," and they start dancing. And so it's like understood between the characters that a song is being performed and they're dancing to it. Whereas like in a musical, the song is folded into the story itself, and then nobody mentions that they just did a whole song and dance, right? Like they just do that, and then that moves the plot forward. Whereas like in Sinners, it's just like black people do music, and then everybody else enjoys the music, and then vampires show up. So I don't know like where how he came to the conclusion that the movie itself is a musical. It's just a movie that got music in it. Sort of like that Pixar movie Coco is Mexicans singing songs, but it's not a musical. It's like the music is definitely part of the movie, but it's like Mexicans playing guitar and singing Mexican songs as part of like their culture, and then everybody enjoys the music, but it's not a musical per se, not in the way that like the Princess and the Frog is. Maybe he saw the Princess and the Frog and thought it was Sinners, because that Princess and the Frog is a musical. But that's a good. Now I'll say this: Sinners, I give a 7 out of 10. Princess and the Frog, that's a 10 out of 10. That's a good. I like that movie. I wish they still drew cartoons like that. And is 8 Mile a musical? I don't think 8 Mile is a musical. It's a movie with music. Yeah, like musical with music in it. Like what Eminem will be singing, doing a rap, but it's acknowledged that he's rapping. Like it's a performance within the movie. Whereas like something like Into Heights is people doing raps, but it's musical raps. Or Hamilton is musical raps, whereas 8 Mile is rap music. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Crack Amico for his Jew song. He made his Dave Portnoy disc. That was awesome. Crack is very talented. It's funny that that's what he's working on when he's not doing the Crowder Boys with us. Is he's actually making cool stuff, and I'm just like gambling on meme coins, which I'm getting better at. But I'm not gonna get into crypto on this. So I don't know, Sal. I guess Sal's the fucking Spectrum or AT&T or People PC AOL cut off his fucking internet. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. I gotta go get my fucking dog shit ass haircut fixed at some point. But I appreciate y'all. So please subscribe to Patreon, patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. And subscribe, and thank you. Keep tuning in. I'm gonna do more on this channel because I'm gonna get fired from my job soon. So I gotta make being a youth a content a maker, as they say now, a content creator. I gotta make that work. I do. I love you, little goblin fella. I love all y'all. I'm ambivalent on Runaway Slav. He's actually very scary, but the rest of y'all is pretty cool. All right. Well, hey, thanks everybody. Keep stay tuned. I love you, and that good night.